A man jokes that he didn't get a job after losing control of bodily functions in an interview. The man, who has shared his story anonymously, said he had been looking forward to the interview and had thought the job sounded fun, so he was excited on the day of the question, or in
It wasn't
the day in
porn
question.
star, was it?
I know, right? Bodily function. Nailed it then. The interview started informally, and he was talking to an assistant manager before moving into the manager's office when all of a sudden he started feeling unwell. Out of nowhere, the man threw up in his face mask, and it quickly spilled out of his mask and down his pristine shirt. Sharing his story on Reddit, the man said, "The interview started, and I feel like things are going rather well, as the pair are responding well to my answers, and I feel confident in my responses. We get partway down the second page of the interview sheet, about halfway, and I burp. It was not a burp. All of a sudden, sick fills my mouth. My hand instinctively slaps it so it can stop from coming out. Vomit erupts from my mouth and spews down my shirt and onto the interviewer's desk.
Oh.
As I stop being sick, I just say, I'm not getting the job, am I? But the two members of staff are just scrambling to find some paper towels as my face mask waterboards me with my own vomit. The man said that he hadn't stopped laughing since the interview, which was at a local shop, and even at the time he tried to make light of the situation. He continued, and I and the assistant manager are finishing up clearing as much of the floor and desk as possible, and I just look at her and the manager and say, well, I bet this is a first for everyone. Assistant manager starts laughing while trying to stop herself, and I can't help but smile like an idiot. The manager escorts me out and says she will call me to finish the interview another day, and keeps saying she hopes I don't have to go far, and other things, while clearly trying to think of anything but being sick. I leave and walk over to my car and unbutton my vomit-drenched shirt, and I can't help but laugh hysterically. I drive home, and I'm laughing and smiling the whole ride while stinking and feeling kind of gross. Once I'm home, I tell my housemates how and show them my shirt while unable to control my laughter.
See, I wouldn't be laughing. I would just be like horrified and pissed off that it happened to me.
Yeah, I'd be pretty upset with myself. I mean, how do you get a burp to that? Like, that's...
Just a little verp.
I've never had a burp like that.
I've had that where just like a little bit comes up. Like,
Yeah, I think we all do that
you're
from
like,
time to time.
ugh, you try to swallow it back down.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've even had that, like, burning one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah, no.
But yeah, I never
Nasty.
had this. Oh man, I've had nightmares of like farting during an interview, you know, stuff like that. Like,
I was in a bar once, and like, I was surrounded by people, and I knew I wasn't gonna be able to make it. And I was like, I puked in my hand. That was a bad one.
oh man, we were one time on in New Orleans on Bourbon Street. I was holding like a hurricane, and it was still full. Then I was just like, I bent over and threw up on the street.
I definitely street puked before, where I was just like,
Yeah,
take a few steps,
yeah.
just walk away.
And it's so normal, you know. People don't. They're like,
They're like,
"Whatever."
oh, that guy's puking.
Yeah. Oh man.
But yeah, that would be a bad time. Or like, what if you get struck with like, where you're like really bad diarrhea, and you're like, oh my god, I'm gonna shit myself if this guy doesn't stop talking.
I know.
Man.
I never been in that.
Yeah,
Situation.
I never gave myself a good shitting in public.
Yeah. No.
You don't want to say that, too often.
Yeah.
But yeah, the old sphincter is still, you can have an emergency, but it still holds tight so far.
Yeah. I don't know. I've had situations where like you hold the sphincter, but the rest of it's just like it's gonna burst.
Right, you don't trust it. Like, this isn't gonna happen.
You ever hold a shit like where like you really have to go, you're holding it, and it actually makes you like physically like
yeah.
sweat?
Where you can't even walk, right? Oh man, another drinky one. I drank a bunch of these like soju slushies. So it was like soju and like red slushies. And like I was all hungover the next day. I got out of the toilet and I just shit like blood. And it was just like the whole toilet was red and covered in blood. I was like, I'm fucking dying. And it was just like soju die.
Oh man.
But I was sure I was like shitting out like sheets of blood.
Man, I've had different times in my life where I actually took bloody shits, where the whole toilet was red and it was blood, and that's scary.
Yeah.
Like I'm fucking dying.
Yeah,
I'm fucking dying over here. Someone's banging to get in.
I think I probably just had my blood too thin or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, not good. Man, speaking of like almost shit in your pants, I remember one time, this was in college when we were in Bozeman, and you actually made fun of me because like I used to like frequently, because in the morning in the cafeteria they always had like either French toast or pancakes. And like I stopped eating the pancakes because like one day I
had one bad
like sometimes
incident.
they do me dirty, like even to this day sometimes they will, but I ate some, and then like my first morning class, like I barely made it through that class, like I was like sweating like I was talking about,
Like any normal person, but like I got it.
I should have. But anyway, I got out of there, went to the bathroom, and I took like the the worst shit ever. And it was like green, and it like smelled awful. It was like the worst. Like I felt sorry for the other people that were coming in that bathroom because it was fucking bad.